Hi, my widows. I just wanted to say I'm gonna read this comment to you, and then y'all are gonna laugh at me, and then I'm gonna be like, yeah, this commenter got me. Okay, so Jack the Ripper is a serial killer in London. IDV is suggested to take place in the Victorian England, so that's probably the reason why he's included. You're totally right. Hold on. Oh, hold on. His behavior should never be defended. The actual person committed unforgivable crimes. However, we should also realize that this Jack is a fictional character. People are going to do anything they want. I get that. I understand this commenter. And even if it's terrible, that might include supporting the character. Personally, I don't think it matters as long as they aren't defending the serial killer. And that's where I come in and say this. Okay, so it's not the fact that people were like out here supporting it. It was just the fact that they were saying he wasn't real. And that's what threw me off. I was just like, y'all, he's real. They literally, what? Y'all are continuing. It's also important to note that Jack the Ripper identity was never discovered. Yeah, we remember that part. We literally know next to nothing about the actual killer. I agree that the representation of DID is bad and terrible, writing for someone based off Jack. And at least Netties isn't saying that the real Jack had DID. I get that. And they were saying how they genuinely didn't mean hate and they were just giving me extra info. Please, y'all, as my viewers, do not ever take me talking about it and then y'all giving me more extra info as hate. If I'm talking about it, I literally want y'all to join in. That's why I can call this my safe space. What I don't appreciate is insulting people. I don't want anybody to be insulted, and I do agree. Netties and TikTok people who play IDV, they need to do their research. And oh my gosh, me and my sister were actually playing this match, and this poor female character stood there. I feel so bad. She probably thought she was safe. Anyways, continuing on. The only reason why I was talking about it, we need to have a serious conversation, and I'm aiming at IDV TikTok when I say this. Whenever there's a culture in fiction, you still gotta respect that said culture. So when you see geisha, there's geisha, when you see Chishi, when you see Ganji, when you see Naib, when you see Patricia, and you see them in cultural outfits, be respectful. This is also coming along with Wu Chang. When you see them, any of them in like a cultural outfit, that could even include other characters who are also wearing that as a form of appreciation. Do not be out here sexualizing that. That is weird. And yes, I'm going to be saying that because that's weird. Like, we need to have a serious talk about this. On TikTok, there was somebody who was also Japanese, and they pointed out this artist who was sexualizing geisha. They were doing this trend called the 2D trend, where basically they have the character moving a whole like full 180 circle and 360. They do a full 360 in a circle. And this person was over here just drawing geisha in the most provocative manner ever, and people were over here justifying it, saying it's fictional. Okay, let me tell y'all the difference between fictional and fictional with culture added into it. Yes, geisha is fictional, but she's based off of two things. She's based off of Japanese culture, and she's also based off of geisha. And a third thing, she's based off a movie that was literally racist towards Japanese people, specifically Japanese women. It was based off, let me tell y'all the story, because I've told this story before. The story is that Geisha, aka Michigo, was dating Miles, who was a white guy. And at first, the movie shows it in a terrible manner. It's basically this white guy decides to spend time with Michigo, aka the woman who was in the movie. Michigo wasn't her name. They gave Michigo her name in the game, and in his situation, his parents tell him not to date her. They say don't mess with her. And obviously he listened, but the thing is that he only did that just because he thought she was like pretty and and didn't see her as human, basically. And so the lady in that movie was heartbroken and ended up passing away from heartbreak, and he ended up dating a white woman at the end of the movie. Yeah, like, my summary of it, it's hard to talk about because it's just another version of racism that we should not be projecting at this day and age. It's 2024. What are you doing making that kind of art out of a cultural being who yes, is fictional, but she's wearing something that correlates to another person's culture? You see the problem there? That's not okay. And to see people justifying it and calling this person, who's Japanese, mind you, sensitive, it just goes to show that the IDV community, including IDV TikTok, everybody's getting dragged into this. So, and the people who respect it, y'all don't have to listen to this. Y'all can just listen and nod in agreement. It just goes to show that this community needs to work on being more respectful. How is it that? And I've seen this with a bunch of other communities also. Hoyoverse, the Genshin community. How is it that you guys ask for representation? Because that makes no sense. You guys ask for representation, but you will still materialize and sensualize said culture / person, or you'll act like a complete bigot towards that group. Miss Keegan, people were being bigoted towards her. Charles, who's literally big body, like, that's a different body type, and people were also like showing hatred towards him. If you guys wanna, what kills me is that I've seen this in the Genshin community as well, and I don't mean to add them in to like bash them, but I'm just like noticing a whole similarities. Both Genshin and TikTok, IDV TikTok, including IDV community themselves, you guys ask for representation, and once it's given, I realize that y'all have a stereotyped mindset with said representation. Y'all ask for a plus size character, but you want a said plus size character to probably be a weird standard that you guys have set in your heads, which is weird. Don't do that. It's not something that should even be obliged to or complied with. And furthermore, I've also noticed this with Genshin. They'll mention representation, ask for it, but then make fun of said culture. And I've noticed this, and the funny part, I've noticed this in the Splatoon community. There's representation there, but they were over here making fun of Shiver for literally doing a shout that's known in Japanese culture. Fun fact, did you know that the shout that Shiver does whenever you win a Splatfest, a 10-10 Splatfest, that's literally a shout that people do whenever there's like a show, like not a show, I guess an acting thing going on, like the shout is meant to like show respect towards the actors whenever they're in a play. Yes, a play. And I'm only mentioning all of this to say that TikTok, IDV TikTok, be more respectful. It is not that hard. Y'all can't call people sensitive while also throwing a fit whenever somebody gets a costume. The only reason why I mentioned that part is because it's crazy. I noticed people were like getting upset because coordinator was like getting another A tier, but then I didn't see that same energy. Well, actually, no, I saw that same energy in Instagram IDV on Instagram. Folks who like IDV and they're on Instagram, they were holding netties accountable on that Instagram. But I want to know, is there a way to literally email netties to get them to see that Kevin being whitewashed is not okay, because this is their second time doing that to him, and they can't keep getting away with that. That's not okay. And I noticed people were complaining a lot in IDV TikTok about coordinator getting a new skin. Like, I saw a few of my friends talking about it, and they were saying that, like, they were mentioning older characters, but they didn't really throw a fit like how Nettie, I was really gonna say like how Nettie was. Anyways, they weren't throwing a fit like how some others were. They were just like, I noticed something. Actually, there's a lot of misogyny going on here. Like, why would you draw, I just realized that, why would you draw a geisha like that? And then I see people justifying that behavior. And then I also see those same people getting mad that coordinator got an A tier. I'm seeing some underlying misogyny there. And I know what some people are gonna say. Oh, you're overanalyzing it. I'm not. There's no way you'd see them drawing Wu Chang like that, because everybody would know that's disrespectful. Wu Chang's literally based off of two deities in China. So to see Michigo being disrespected like that as a geisha, there's some fetishization going on there. And that person was fetishizing Michigo. And people were letting them get away with that behavior, saying that it's just fictional, people's being too sensitive. If there's something racist going on towards a character and y'all are letting that slide, that's not okay. That's really not okay. And there needs to be something, there needs to be some research done on IDV TikTok for that, because the whole time I was hearing about this, I was just like, why are you guys justifying somebody making art like that of a character who's literally based off of something that has happened to Asian women, including geisha? It's literally happening right now. There are tourists, American tourists, who will go to Japan and they'll go to Tokyo and literally harass geisha there. They'll harass geisha, Gaiko. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm not. Please don't beat me up. Gaiko. Just look up the word Gaiko. That's literally another version of geisha, but in like Tokyo. I swear on everything. I was doing research on geisha way before this, and they were also harassing the Maiko, who were little sisters of geisha. I think I mentioned that earlier. I probably didn't. If I did or didn't, y'all can beat me up in the comments, either or. But jokes aside though, they've been harassing these women in Japan, and they're now trying to like ban tourists from coming. Do y'all see the problem here? That's what I mean when I say we need representation. If y'all are gonna know that these people exist and talk about how like you want to see them but not show any form of respect here, then why would they want to trust you coming over there? I wouldn't trust anybody coming to my home country if the first thing they do is materialize and fetishize my people and my culture. See what I mean? That behavior isn't okay. And I need IDV TikTok to get that through their head. Specifically the people who were justifying that weird behavior. The person who was doing that, I don't know what their problem was, because and some people may try to say, oh, it's just bait. That's not how it works, bro. You don't take somebody's culture and make fun of it and fetishize it and just draw a character inappropriately who's based off of another culture and represents said culture in a way that like that represents them as rage bait. You don't do that. And if you do, there's something that needs to be said that you don't want to hear. That's one thing I notice about IDV TikTok. They don't like being called racist, but they also will call somebody sensitive for mentioning something. For example, talking about Jack, the person who was talking about it was getting called sensitive, even though people who were fans of Jack and justifying his behavior, they were over here sending them death threats and harassing them. You're sending somebody death threats because they don't like Jack, who's based off an actual person. Come on, y'all, we gotta think. Like, rambling aside, this is my first time doing this, and I said I was gonna do this, so I just want to say, I want to give a shout out to my friend and my IDV buddy, Callan and Blueberry. I will tag them in the description. And I just wanna thank them for like literally being my friend and like being my friends and literally being patient with me, because I have the struggle is real remembering to like play, and I feel so shy talking to them. Sometimes when I talk to them, I feel so embarrassed because I'm just like, I'm probably weird and they don't like me. And I just want to say thank you, both of you. And I also plan to mention 2 more people in my next video, because the whole time I've just been playing with them, and I've been playing with their friends as well, including Arctic. I've been really happy to play with them, and it's been so fun. And the only reason why I mention Arctic late is because like I for one, how do I explain it? I actually what's the face? I met Arctic late, and I was shy around her. I was just like, there is a complete random person who I want to know, but I don't know how to talk to them, so I was just awkward about it. Yep, I was that one friend who just didn't know how to socialize. But anyway, shout out to them. They are amazing. Y'all should totally watch them, and you should totally watch Callan's streams, because dude, she makes a lot of content for somebody who has like a low following, which ticks me off because I literally, y'all don't understand. They were making IDV content way before me, and I noticed. I was just like, hey yo, why they're doing live streams and there's not a lot of people watching? I wasn't having it. And before anybody says it, this is genuine care here. I don't want anything back. I don't want a shout out back. I genuinely just want to play IDV with them. That's all I care about. I want to have time to play with them. I haven't had time for the past 11 days, and that makes me sad. Like this video has been here since like April 10th or April 6th. That's how long it's been. So like, yeah, appreciate your friends, y'all. Anyways, I will talk to y'all later. Bye. Also, good night or good morning. Go to bed if you awake late.